Naomi Pierce had no intention of ever returning to her grandfather's house. They weren't close. He was the quiet, cold type, always tucked away in his study, always clutching a camera but never sharing his photos. But when the letter arrived stating she was the sole heir, she figured one weekend to clear it out wouldn't kill her. The house sat alone at the edge of a silent forest. Dust coated the windows like frost, and ivy strangled the stone walls. Inside, everything was still, preserved, like he'd just stepped out for a walk and never returned. She found the dark room in the basement, hidden behind a false panel in his study. It was pristine. Clean red bulbs glowed overhead. Drying lines hung with yellowed pegs. Equipment she didn't recognize sat in neat rows. And on the table, a single roll of undeveloped film in a canister labeled, "Do not open." Naturally, she did. She ran the development process slowly, carefully, like she'd done 100 times in college. One photo emerged, black and white, slightly grainy. It was her, sleeping in bed, face half lit by moonlight, a date scribbled in the corner, last Wednesday. But she lived 2 cities away. No one had visited, and no one had access to that room. She turned the photo over. On the back, written in shaky ink, "You left your window unlocked." Naomi didn't sleep that night. She turned every light on in the house, locked every window, double-checked the doors. Still, she felt watched, like the house itself was leaning in. The next morning, she searched every room, every crevice for hidden cameras. Nothing. No wires, no batteries, no explanation, just silence. But the dark room had changed. Another roll of film sat waiting on the table. No label this time. She hesitated, then loaded it. The first image, her brushing her teeth the night before. The second, her sitting on the couch with a blanket over her knees. The third, her upstairs in the hallway, pausing before the bathroom door. Same angle every time, same distance, as if someone had followed her, with a camera. Then came the fourth photo. It was her reflection in the hallway mirror. Only, there was someone else in the image, tall, faceless, standing just behind her shoulder. She blinked and looked behind her. Nothing. When she turned back to the photo, she noticed something new. In the bottom right corner, scrawled in the photo's grain, "Closer." Naomi didn't remember falling asleep. But when she woke, the dark room light was on again, glowing under the door like a heartbeat. She hadn't developed anything. She hadn't even gone in. And yet, 6 photos were hanging from the drying line, still wet, still warm. She stepped in slowly. Her name was written in black ink on the wall now, in thin, scratchy lettering. Over and over, hundreds of times. Naomi, 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 Naomi. Each photo showed a different angle of her house, as if someone was casing it. Her backyard, her bedroom from outside, the hallway outside her door, the inside of her closet. Then she reached the 5th photo. It showed her, sitting on the floor in the dark room, holding a photo. This photo. She dropped it. The 6th photo was worse. It showed her bedroom again. But this time she was in the bed, motionless, eyes closed, arms crossed, and behind her that same faceless figure, standing over her, touching her forehead. On the back, a date, tomorrow, and a single word beneath it. Still, Naomi tore the room apart, pulled down every drying line, smashed the red bulbs, ripped open every drawer. She burned the photos, crushed the film canisters. But when she came back the next morning, the dark room was perfect again, clean, pristine. The red lights hummed softly, and a new set of photos were already hanging. She hadn't touched a camera. This time, the photos weren't just of her house. They were of her panicking, crying, sleeping, screaming. She stared at one photo where she stood at the mirror, mouth open in shock. her hand pointed at something behind the camera. The next photo showed her in that same moment, but from the opposite angle. Someone else had been taking pictures too. She boarded the windows, smashed every mirror, covered reflective surfaces with sheets. But no matter what she did, the photos kept appearing, and now they weren't just still images. One photo shifted as she stared at it. The figure inside the mirror, tall, faceless, moved slightly, just enough to turn toward her. She stepped back. A photo on the table flipped itself over. On the back, scrawled in deep gouges. "It's not in the pictures anymore. It's behind the lens." Naomi set up her own camera. She positioned it in the hallway outside the dark room, set to take continuous shots every 3 seconds. Flash, flash, flash. She slammed the dark room door shut and waited, heart racing, back pressed to the cold wall. If something was taking pictures of her, something she couldn't see, then maybe the camera could catch it. An hour passed, no sounds, no movement, just the camera, flashing like a pulse. Finally, she stepped into the hallway and gathered the images. One by one, she laid them out on the floor. Photo 1, the empty hallway. Photo 2, Naomi peeking out. Photo 3, Naomi fully visible, eyes wide. Photo 4, something behind her, tall, dark, out of focus. Photo 5, closer. Photo 6, closer. Photo 7, its hand reaching for her shoulder. Photo 8, her face, screaming, flesh distorted, mouth open far too wide. And behind her, in perfect clarity, the faceless figure pressing its forehead to hers. Naomi dropped the stack. The power went out. In total darkness, the red glow from the dark room flickered on. She turned. Inside, photos developed themselves. One last image slid from the tray, wet, crisp, fresh. Naomi, standing in front of a mirror. Only this time, the reflection was gone. On the back of the photo, a sentence etched in the paper. "You're the camera now." And from the hallway, the shutter clicked. Once, twice, then silence.